Cool. So this, I guess, is the first episode of Total Party Killers. Welcome. Thank you for listening. I'm Leah. My co-host here is Henry, who we're calling Hencyclopedia. And
Hello. That won't stick.
It will stick. And we've got Alex here, who is our amateur producer, because he's the only one who knows how to use this software.
What? What? How dare you?
Yeah, we don't want to talk to you.
But what?
No, we don't want to talk to you. You're only here because you're useful.
Don't say that. He's one of our DMs.
The next session, Henry.
It's fine. We've got a while to go till then.
Yeah, you don't mind losing your characters. Anyway, so as this is the first topic, we're going to talk about, I don't know, first in D&D, so how we all got into it. So, I'm going to say so a lot, apparently. I got into it at Comic-Con about 3 years ago when I got roped into a session that I didn't know how to say no to, and I fucking loved it. I loved killing things. It was great. So, I'm a novice compared to you two, because you guys have been playing for a long time, right?
Yeah. How long have you been playing, Alex?
I think I've been playing more than 10. Probably closer to 15 years now.
Bloody hell.
We're old.
Well, not
we're
just D&D, but all RP systems in general.
I was going to say, if we were including Pathfinder, I've been playing 8 years, something like that.
Because I think I started off either on World of Darkness or on the Warhammer Fantasy RP, was one of my first ones. Or just RP in general.
Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, only one I've ever played. I'm a pussy, apparently.
It's a good one, but it's not as good as 3.5 was.
I heard 3.5 was, like, evil.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible, but it was fun.
Yeah, but 5e is a lot easier to pick up and a lot easier to play and run.
Yeah, I've seen a few comments on, like, Twitter about people being annoyed that it's nicer to new players.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think it's a problem. Because
Yeah.
you just make it harder if it's too easy.
Yeah, and also you're very much of this is a game.
This is
It
a
is a
game,
game.
have fun with it. Unless you're playing Pathfinder, in which case if you don't know the rules, you're screwed.
God, I'm glad we're playing 5th edition. So that's like just a little bit about us. So do you want to talk, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, given, well, your first campaign, Alex, was double the time from Henry's first campaign, but do you remember anything about your first campaigns?
Yeah, we died. Most honest answer I can give you. The entire party got wiped out, I think, by session 2.
At least I
That's
survived
good
better
going.
than that.
No, we done one session and we all really enjoyed it, so we started the next one. But the DM at the time had no idea about difficulty of creatures, so he thought something was going to be a nice challenge for us, and within 3 rounds, wiped us all out.
I take it this is worse than the Banshee that killed us.
Yeah, pretty much. Because we're like, oh, that shouldn't be too hard, and then afterwards, our motto for the entire campaign was, if it has a stat line, we can kill it. Turns out that's not true. It can kill us a lot easier than we can kill it.
Yes. Take Tiamat, for example.
You're not meant to kill the dragon.
It's got a stat line, so therefore, theoretically, you can kill it.
Theoretically,
when your dice, however, just go, no, and it goes, oh yeah, I've got legendary resistance, fuck you. Okay.
Alex, didn't you tell us about somebody at your work who claimed that their party took out Tiamat?
Oh yeah.
Weren't they level 9 or something?
Level 13?
It's a party of 5 level 13s apparently killing Tiamat, and I was just like, I want to call bullshit on this. I've seen Tiamat's stat line, you all died in one round.
Tiamat, that challenge rating 13 god monster, basically.
If they did, their DM nerfed it to
If I remember correctly, it's got an AC of 25. I don't think they could, they would barely hit it.
The best they could probably do is just, I got a natural crit. It's the only chance they had of doing any damage to it. And it's like, yeah, I've got, resistance and immunity to all of this, so fucking bring it.
Exactly.
So, the moral of the story, see Tiamat run?
I mean,
yeah,
that's a
pretty
pretty decent moral of the story.
I mean, I remember when I first started playing, I had no idea that you could run away from encounters. I was just like, oh, we have to get into a fight every single time. Turns out, no.
No,
You don't
not
have
at all.
to. You don't have to, but it's always really good fun when the DM turns around and goes, yeah, you can run, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Or when they turn around and go, you were meant to run from that. Have fun with this. Roll initiative.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I've got it when, Henry, you were playing as Az, who was pretending to be Cicero, and you decided to chase after the one bandit that escaped from us, and you ran into a boss room with 8 wolves and a necromancer, I think it was.
Yeah, that went well. I think, all in all.
Az lasted 1 session.
I did not even make you roll initiative. You
I
just
just
got
died.
ripped apart.
I just died.
To be fair, that only happened because we thought it'd be funny to play the Benny Hill theme tune while he did this. And
It
it
was
was.
funny.
It was fucking great.
But still, more of the story, people. Do perception checks. Make sure you know where you're running at the time and not just, okay, he's run and dash. What are you going to do? I'm going to run and dash. Okay, still ahead of you. And he's run and dash again. What are you doing? I'm going to chase him. How many rounds? Oh, we're going to do this for 8 or 9 rounds.
I'm just going to keep going.
I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, and it's like, well, guess what? You're in a boss room now.
And Henry is a veteran player at this point. He is the most experienced member of the party.
He's also the one who likes to, just, oh, so this is how it's meant to go. So, you know what? Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah. I like doing that way, especially when playing with newer people. I like to give them a chance to think of stuff while I'm doing stupid shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Get
but
them
then
to learn.
The problem is when you played Shamon, you took Kimmy under your wing to make her do stupid shit.
No, that was just pranking. That's different. You guys were more experienced by that point.
The entire party decided to prank one particular player who shall not be named.
Yeah.
He was a bit too serious, his character, and broken. Anyway, since first might be a bit difficult, how about most memorable? You guys have both DM'd. Most memorable DM moment.
Golgrim.
Which time?
Mostly the last 24-hour charity stream we did when he decided that he would go on a solo quest to remove giant rats from the windmill. And he decided that he'd just get some fire and light it on fire. The entire windmill. Bear in mind that
It clears the rats out.
it does, but the village that it was in, their only source of income was this windmill.
It was more of a hamlet, wasn't it?
It was pretty much a hamlet outside of the city, and they all worked essentially on maintenance, with the mill or the wheat. Some of them were brewers, but they relied on this windmill. And he burns it down, and then had the audacity to walk up to the guy who gave him the job and went, "I demand payment. I've got rid of the rats."
We should clarify, Gorgrim is a orc barbarian who's featured in a number of our campaigns and is an utter delight to work with, as long as the ale is flowing.
And there's no cliffs.
Yeah, I'd like to say my character was actually observing this in her invisibility cloak and did nothing to stop it, and then got the mob riled up and chased us down the street, at which point we realised that the barbarian had 40 feet of movement, so he could outpace the mob by 10 feet indefinitely.
It's fine, because you had a bard.
I had to wake the bard up. He was very tired. I had to wake him up and be like, "Can you fix this problem? We're not good at diplomacy."
And by bard, you mean the player playing the bard, not the actual character itself.
Yeah, that was the player.
You had to wake the player up so he could calm the crowd down by telling them that the rats were racist and immigrant. No, sorry. The crowd was racist, and he used that against them by telling them that they were immigrant rats. And then he got 27 on his persuasion check. And Gorgon became a hero and earned, I think it was 6,000 gold pieces for that.
8,000.
8,000.
I remember how much he threw off that cliff. Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for our bard because I had to wake him up twice because of Gorgrim to fix problems.
To fix Gorgrim's issues.
It's just like, mate, we need you. He's like, why? I was like, Gorgrim threw 8,000 gold off a cliff. He was like, but why? I was like, I don't know why. We've been awake for 25 hours. Just help us get it back.
Just please come and help us get it back. Let's go into the Mind Flayer layer. Because that was a great idea.
Oh god! And then didn't we have another player who was a fighter who wanted to kill the big mind flayer stuck to the ceiling, but he couldn't reach it, so he woke it up.
You mean the Elder Brain that he couldn't reach and would have been happily left alone? That he decided he had to fight.
More examples of fights you can walk away from.
Yeah, it's an Elder Brain. It literally just sits there until it's provoked.
He threw an axe at it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And missed.
Yeah, he missed. He had to
He
attack
missed
one of the
his
tentacles
axe.
on the wall.
I think I was asleep
Which
at
then
this
summoned
point.
more mind flayers.
Wasn't this because I think I was having a sleep and so was Emily, and then Kimmy had like wandered off as a different as her character and gone down a different tunnel to the rest of us.
Yeah, she had gone off and solved the puzzle on her own.
I am well impressed. Do you know what? I'm really impressed with Kimmy because one, she is known for taking naps, and she stayed up for those full 24 hours, or
She did.
36, and she solved the puzzle on her own. I'm very proud
you
of
were
her.
all dealing with the shit that was the Elder Brain. And she left the room before you got locked in.
Oh God. Anyway, Alex, memorable DM moments. You've had a few with us, or maybe maybe a party that isn't ours.
Well, I can either go with a party that is yours, or I can go with a different party that wasn't, in which case the party that wasn't yours was getting them all killed within about 30 minutes of the session.
Was this when they didn't do a perception check and it turned out they were in a hospital?
Every single one of them woke up in a bed. They didn't have their armor or their weapons. None rolled perception. They noticed they were in a white gown, but that was about it. So they all got up and left. Not if they'd done a perception check, they would have realised they're in a hospital and all their gear is at the end of their bed.
They just left the gear behind and left.
Yep, and then started getting in fights with people.
Good work. Good work.
Like, I'm going to use this. Well, you don't have that weapon. Okay, I'm going to do a spell. You don't have your focus. And you haven't prepared any spells or anything.
You literally just woke up and walked out the room.
Yes, and every single one of them was dead within 30 minutes.
I'm not surprised. I take it there was no monk.
No, the monk even died.
See, Alex was a bit annoyed with that party out of game because they'd kept him waiting, and he.
For an hour!
And I think the attitude was, fuck it, I'm going to kill him. Which, I'd heard...
No, it was fuck it, I'm not holding back anymore. If you're going to be an idiot, I'm going to let you die.
Okay, but I'd heard this story before I started playing, and you were our first real DM. And I think that's probably a whole reason why our sort of group call was called Oh Fuck What Now for the first 6 months.
No, I think that was because of, like, when you came across, like, the Cambion and everything.
We do not talk about him.
And, like, several of the other ones. Like, all these people you come across. But if it's going to be this party, probably a memorable moment is probably the first session.
I wasn't in it. It wasn't my fault.
I also wasn't there.
The entire campaign was set up, and the one clue you had to follow was ignored and left alone.
I wasn't there, and also we didn't even know Henry at this point, and
You knew me, just not very well.
you weren't part of the D&D group, and also you didn't show up to your first session anyway.
No, I had
Which is
something
how we
going on.
nearly died. So this might be a reason we're called TPK, Total Party Killers, because it's a theme, you could say, with our group.
I wouldn't say total party killers. Like, generally one person, Jimmy, will survive it by running away, but the rest of you normally end up dying.
But yes, that first time, my character survived when everyone else had fallen unconscious, and we survived because you crit failed on the enemy attack.
Yeah? Again, one person survived, everyone else was unconscious.
I'll have you know that one of the other times, me and Emily's characters both survived because we weren't involved.
You were thrown in a river! You were thrown in a river!
We
It's
survived.
magic. I mean, let's
They
talk
completely ignored you and did not try and get you out of those cages, and they pretty much got wiped out except for one, so you were thrown in a river.
Yep.
Can we talk about how long Gavin survived?
2 sessions.
Barely.
Hey, okay. How was I meant to know that wasn't a healing potion?
I don't know, you're like the fucking wizard of D&D, and you know
I also was a
everything.
wizard with the spell Identify, but we ignore that. I just drank it. It was red.
Not all red potions are safe. Not all red potions are safe.
No, some of them make you go into a rage and, as a wizard, draw your longsword and run at the giant undead thing.
Yeah, so
Worth it.
long story short, the squishy man died. Because
In melee combat, which he started.
I mean, I didn't technically have to die. I did say, what do I have to do when I rage? And Alex went, well, what would Gavin do? And I went, I guess he draws his sword and runs.
Exactly.
It's sad we're not going back to that campaign because, we've got your one-armed Aarakocra messenger and my angry old woman cat who doesn't know what TNT is.
You mean Tunt?
Tunt. What's Tunt? Holding a torch next to the wick. Does Dynamite have a wick? Is that what it's called?
That was...
It has a fuse.
Fuse,
Yeah.
there we go.
That was terrifying. I honestly thought you were going to kill us all.
That's what makes it
And
fun.
I had just brought in my next character. That was the session after Gavin died.
You walked into the tunnel full of TNT, it's not my fault. I was an old woman who just wanted to stay where she was, but no, you lot had to bring her on an adventure.
I never did that. I had one arm and wasn't involved at that point.
Well, you didn't have to take the messenger job either.
No. For some reason they forgot that I couldn't fly anymore. So the messages would take indefinitely longer.
Oh, there is so much backstory to go over. I really hope we manage to get into more
Well,
episodes for this.
we will at some point. At some
Okay.
point we'll get into it.
So, I think there is something we need to address, and if anybody's been able to watch this on our SoundCloud, and hopefully we'll be on iTunes and stuff, you'll see a little green-haired chibi figure.
That'll be right nice and big on the YouTube video.
Yeah. So, that's Warren.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
him.
boy.
Now, Warren is a bit of a trigger for some of our party members.
He's
Just
great.
let him die.
So,
You loved him.
we spoke about so I think we need to start at the beginning. So Henry came into the campaign a few sessions in as Cicero.
As in the guy from Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. And if you don't know who that is, he is a fucking weirdo for one.
He talks in the third person, and he's a assassin.
Yeah. And between that first session that Cicero was in and the second session he was meant to be in, Henry messaged Alex, who was DMing, to request a change of character because he wanted to play something quite broken, I believe. What were you playing?
I didn't know it was broken at the time.
What were
I
you
had
playing?
to play test it. It was a Mystic. They're broken.
Ah.
Don't allow them in your games. They're broken.
Don't. The only way to either stop them if they go psionic is to block line of sight. Basically,
Yeah, but that's
trap
only
them.
if they specifically go psionic. If they go for a nice mix, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So,
no.
in came Az, who came in pretending to be Cicero.
Hey, you all believed it, even though he stopped talking.
Yeah, I mean, my character was really fucking moody, so she was kind of happy she'd stopped talking. Also, this was really early in my D&D career, so I wasn't 100% comfortable with RP, and conversations were daunting.
Fair enough.
So, we're travelling along, and we come across a bandit camp. We go in. I can't remember. Was this when we? No, it was with Warren when we talked about Bear Bomb.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So we go in and we kill all but one bandit, and Az, who we have now discovered is Az because he was blowing up wolves with his brain.
Their brains were exploding and melting out their ears.
Those poor dogs.
Whilst he was just stood on a cart appearing to do nothing.
Yeah. Bear in mind, we had 2 barbarians in this party as well, so it was really fucking chaotic. So,
Fun.
Az ran off after the one bandit who escaped and ended up in the boss room, couldn't talk his way out of it, and was ripped apart by 8 wolves. So we retreated and decided, do you know what? Fuck it, we don't need to do that fight.
Let's just ignore the bandit camp and continue on with my dead character left behind.
I think our bard at that point tried to retrieve your body for burial.
He did, but the bandit leader was not having any of that.
Yeah, we don't stick around for funerals. Also, I don't think there was much of your body left.
There was a head that he could mount on his wall.
That was it. Then we left, we got in the car, we started to drive, and nearly ran over a gnome.
Yeah.
Now,
The gnome.
I will admit, Warren was useful.
He was great.
He was great. He gave us all +10 to stealth, which meant when we... Actually, let's talk about when we got to the village with Warren. And there was a very scared young man behind a very small barricade. And it turned out the bandit camp had been basically raiding them every fucking night.
Yeah.
And Warren stuck his head round the barrier to say hello and made the poor guy piss himself.
He's a gnome. How was I meant to know that this guy would be scared of a little green-haired gnome? He was on the short end as well. He was 3 foot tall.
Babe, how was he supposed to know?
Well, we couldn't really see the gnome over the barricade. So that's kind of on you, dude.
So, anyway, we hear the plight of these people and we're like, oof, should probably go back to deal with that thing that we didn't want to deal with. So, off we go with gnome in tow. Fucking Warren. And the way it's laid out, what was it? There was the bandit camp with gates and everything, and about 100 feet of clearing before the tree line. And they weren't very fucking observant.
They weren't expecting an attack.
Yeah, but we had to get across somehow. Thankfully, Warren was actually useful at this point, gave us all +10 to stealth.
Pass without trace. One of the many uses of Warren.
And then, so, we all decided to hide in bushes and walk across and stop like we were in a fucking Looney Tunes.
Didn't you roll stealth for that with +22?
I was playing a fighter, I wasn't doing...
Oh, no, you weren't a rogue.
No, I wasn't a rogue at that point. Hadn't discovered my favourite class. But no, this was when Gorgrim, the orc barbarian, had to rip up a tree to hide behind.
He couldn't fit in a bush. You were all dragging bushes. He couldn't fit in a bush, so he picked a tree up, and I just hid in the tree.
He was made to roll for it. He did get a natural 20.
That's why he ripped a tree out the ground instead
with
of like.
Plus, I think
a
he got like
branch.
+13 or something because he had quite high dex.
Yeah. Poor Alex as our DM.
I hate you all at times.
Well. He doesn't roll well. So they didn't see anything. Oh, they were also being distracted by our peacock aracocra flying in the sky.
They were trying to shoot it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it was a chicken, and it would be dinner.
So anyway,
But they missed a lot.
Long story short, we get in, we kill everything more or less.
Pretty much.
Discover that we've oh god, we had a celestial priestess with us as well. I forgot about her.
Yep.
She was kind of key to the plot. Anyway, we fight the big bad, which is the same big bad that we fought last time that nearly killed us, which was a Cambion, which none of us like. Me most of all. And
He's everyone's friend.
then, and we also pick up a dragon, who is, what was Smokey? I've forgotten.
He's half dragon.
He's a half dragon.
Yeah.
He's a half dragon. We pick him up and he helps us blow up the mountain with the demonic portal in it. So we head back to the village. Warren decides to whittle a pipe for Smokey, the half dragon. And then that session ends pretty well. We get a magical bottomless bowl of ale and a few magical items. And then, between sessions, Henry gets in touch with Alex again.
Yep.
He's bored of his character.
He was fucking broken.
Stop making broken characters!
I didn't know the druid, okay? I had never played a druid before. Wild shape as a bonus action is quite strong.
Druids are powerful but boring.
It's easy to counter,
Yeah.
but not at that level.
No.
Okay, so Henry's been through what?
That was my third character.
So we're coming into your fourth character, which did actually stay with us for a while, Manamarco, who was a delightful necromancer.
He stayed until a genuine TPK.
To be fair, Alex wasn't going to let you go any other way.
Yeah, I know.
He banned you from switching out characters until you died.
Which is fair enough. I'd gone through 4 characters in like 4 sessions.
4 sessions.
5 sessions. 5 sessions. Warren lasted 2.
So we carried on our merry way after we met Manamarco and Warren had disappeared, but Alex had plans for Warren.
Yes, I did.
The next time we came across him, he was with the Cambion, a necromancer, and an army of the undead, and he was significantly larger than 3 feet tall. What had you done to him again?
I just gave him a slight power boost.
Slight.
Yeah.
Can I point out how I actually went, hey Alex, I want to change character, but I got a really good idea how he can go.
Wait, this was your idea?
Yeah, this was my idea. It was my idea to steal the spear and betray you.
Oh yeah, we were trying to purify a demonic spear. That was the whole point. This was the whole side quest we went on when we were uninformed of what had happened in the first session.
Apparently there was a dead prince or something.
No. There was a kidnapped prince who.
Yeah, but he's dead now.
Oh, they're all dead now.
I mean, yeah, but by the point we are at in the story, he was dead. He was, because you guys just ignored it.
I wasn't part of the ignoring. They were the ignoring.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, so Warren became a bit of a nightmare for the party, to the point where every now and again we do trips into London as a group, and anytime we get to Warren Street, our resident bard tends to gasp and want to cry.
Hey, it was a handy way to find Luke. You just shout Warren and you just hear, ah!
Yeah. I mean, it's out of context. That sounds a bit dodgy.
Shit, I should have made that comment before we gave context.
We could always edit, just take that clip out of context.
Nah, it's fine.
So yeah, that's the origins of Warren, and we thought, what better thing could we do than make the little shit our mascot?
I mean, it mainly started because last charity stream we were Warren's Warriors.
Yeah, we weren't very good with names then.
Hey, that was a cracking name.
It was great, and it did make Luke have a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
Every time.
I think Mimics and Misfits is a lot better.
Mimics and Misfits is a lot better, though. I'm very glad that we've called this podcast Total Party Killers, presented by Mimics and Misfits. So yeah, that's the origins of Warren. So I think that's the best we can sum up. Honestly, I can't stand the little fucker. But
he was great. The first of my 2 party betrayals last year. Actually no, the second one was technically this year.
Wait, what?
In my Taldore Monday group.
Oh, okay. I was like, when did you betray us again?
No, I didn't betray you guys again.
Oh, just wait.
I mean, we have no idea what's coming up in the next campaign. Okay, so regular segment, campaign recap. Now, we're not currently in a campaign. We're in between campaigns. But so we'll talk about the last one, which was also our return to our original campaign, the origins of Gorgrim, the origins of Warren, the origins of a lot of internal memes. Yeah, it was
eventful.
You could say that. It was also not
fun.
What we hoped. So we let's see. We got into our big battle with like Mr. Hyded Warren, or Royd Warren.
Dentures fuck Warren.
Dentures fuck Warren. There we go. We killed the Cambion. No, we didn't. We severely wounded the Cambion, and we cleansed.
And he got away.
No, he didn't.
He
didn't get away. We
yeah.
I forgot. We cleansed the spear, and turns out his mum was in it, and he was trying to stop that shit from happening, and she escaped and killed him and the priestess, which upset our bard.
I mean, did she really die though?
I mean, the cool thing was I got a really cool new weapon with radiant power.
Yeah.
That was the awesome bit.
But that wasn't the spear's normal state. That wasn't just because it was cleansed.
Yeah, she got decapitated and her soul went into it, and now her dad and her brother are after us.
Yeah, she was trapped in it, and instead of having demonic powers, it then had angelic powers.
I know, it was great. I love that spear so much. I mean,
Then don't piss off a celestial.
well, We didn't.
Pissed off the brother and the father.
They gave us 28 days. They don't know where we are, and also we're all dead. So
Or are you?
After those characters are.
Yeah, they are. They're dead.
they are long
One
dead.
banshee, people. One banshee.
And some shadow demons.
Yeah,
Three.
we were down one member, and our magical tank got knocked out.
They were all level 4s. You guys were like 7 or 8 level. You should have owned them.
Okay, let me get to that part of the story for our lovely listeners who have no idea what we're talking about. So, we ended up becoming heroes of this town. Somehow, it was an accident. And our lovely Manamarco, 4th edition of Henry, was the weirdo in the tower.
I was the creepy wizard in the tower, and I loved it.
With his faithful minions.
John, and Steve.
Yeah.
The 3 zombies and the skeleton.
I fucking hated fighting with those.
It
Zombie
was
on
great.
zombie fight. Oh my god.
Slugfest.
I didn't understand this at the time. When Henry zombie was fighting your zombie, why did Henry zombie keep healing?
It
He didn't keep healing, he had undead fortitude, so whenever he got dropped to 0 hit points, he had to make a con save. If
And if
he
he
succeeded,
passed.
he was put to 1 instead.
And that was just an endless cycle of hit, not die, hit,
And he
not
wasn't
die.
doing enough. He wasn't doing enough damage to overcome the undead fortitude.
And the same thing happened with the zombie on the other side.
Right, okay.
So whenever they go down, they're being knocked to like 0 hit points, but Undead Fortitude kicks in, they pass the save, and they're back on 1. So they hit back, and the same
Smack.
thing happens on that.
Smack.
So it's just like a never-ending
Smack.
slugfest until someone fails a con save.
I just remembered it, like, that taking place, and I was like, I don't have time to ask a question here, because I've got limited spell slots as an Eldritch Knight, and there's things trying to kill me. So there was a time skip when we came back to this campaign. We were really excited to get back to our OG characters, and we got back, and we got a new mission. It was all going all right, but it didn't have the same magic. We weren't able to catch lightning in a bottle the second time. So we were doing our thing, plodding along, and unfortunately one of our members in real life had to take a bit of a break for some personal issues, and unfortunately the first session that he was on that break, we had a TPK.
Yeah, that went well.
Yeah,
All as intended.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember that baby hippogriff I rescued?
You were so excited about that.
I know, it went back to its mum, which is why we didn't find it when we found our previous party, so it's probably dead now. Oh wait, it's definitely dead now.
It's 100% dead now.
I was so excited about that hippogriff, man. It's because when I was a ranger, Kimmy stole my dog.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to be better with animals? The ranger or the druid?
Did you want the hippogriff?
Answer. That's a good answer. Who's better with an animal, a druid or a ranger? That could be a poll. We should make that a poll.
I'm sorry, who's going to be better with animals? Do we need to talk about the cows?
We'll
save
that for another day.
The coos?
We'll save
that for
another day.
Yeah, that's swapping campaigns there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll bring that up another time. Or if you want to find out a little bit more, you can go to our Instagram and see the Throwback Thursday of that particular event. Anyway, things aren't going great. We have a very slow moving down a road because we're getting a little bit cautious, which leads to Alex getting a bit bored with us and catapulting a horse 200 feet in the air.
No, I wasn't getting bored.
You were getting bored.
No, because it was just like taking a little bit longer, but I wasn't that bored. It's when someone had the idea for look for traps. Then I was like, you know what, I'm going to put some traps in here.
I'll have you know that I thought it was a perfectly reasonable thing for me to do.
Yeah, then you managed to convince someone else in the party to do it as well.
To be fair, he convinced
Yes.
Kimmy. That's not hard to do.
Yeah, but
Also,
still.
I was a squishy wizard. She was barbarian. She can take damage if she fails to look for traps.
Our
I
fucking
couldn't.
horse got catapulted 200 feet in the air.
I saved it, did I not?
Yeah, he did.
That's not the point.
It came down
All's well that ends well.
Anyway, we come across bandit encampments are not good for our party. I've
They're not
decided.
good for anyone's party.
We came across a bandit encampment. Everyone was dead. We thought it was a genius idea to set up camp in this dead corpse-filled bandit camp. To be fair, I blame the
I feel like we just went, okay, we need a long rest, let's just rest.
No, we got there and then you guys didn't want to leave the crate of books behind, so we stayed overnight.
No, I did say I could get the books out.
No, it was a really convoluted plan that you came up with.
No, it was summon Gargoyle, the Gargoyle flies it out. My plan was simple.
Why didn't we do that then? I zoned out when this was happening.
I don't know.
Other party members.
Okay. So it was getting dark. We were told not to travel at night. We set up the tent. Who was on watch? Was it you, Henry? Were you on watch?
Possibly. Oh, I'm always on watch because I was an elf.
Yeah, you were doing your meditation and
I was meditation, so I was aware.
And you were flanked by John, and Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'd just come off watch.
Yeah.
And then
Sounds about right.
Suddenly there was an ear-splitting scream.
And we had to make con saves.
Which immediately sent Manamarco unconscious.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard. We lost one of our big hitters.
And we were already down. We didn't have our one support character that only one of us agreed to play. Due to the personal reasons.
Luke likes playing support characters.
That's fine. Except he wasn't there.
I know.
So
Still.
the rest of us make it out of the tent, which a story for another time, kids. S&M tent. We get out. Thankfully, the Banshee is only able to do that screamy thing once, and I think our Barbarian had a health potion.
I believe so. I spent that fight with like 7 hit points.
It wasn't a long fight.
I survived being attacked like 4 times because I was surrounded by my entourage.
Yeah, they couldn't reach you.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how the entourage was... Sorry, can we just talk about how the entourage was dressed at this point?
Fabulously.
You mean their masks and cloaks?
They're freaky fucking kabuki masks, yeah.
Yeah.
You were like a deathly pale elf. You were a high elf.
I was a grey-skinned high elf. I was a high elf that looked like a drow.
Yeah, and you were surrounded by not very good smelling characters in cloaks and kabuki masks.
Yes. I was a necromancer. What do you want from me?
I don't know. I mean, there was a reason you were the weirdo in the tower, but it kind of meant that I ended up being the fucking voice for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all die. Actually, the Barbarian is alive, and she tries to run, but makes too much noise and is promptly killed.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened.
It led to a wonderful moment in our group Facebook chat where our missing member went, "Oh, how did the session go? Like, we all died." And he was like, "Are you joking?" We're like, "Actually, no, we actually all died." And another reason why we're calling ourselves Total Party Killers, when it starts to look like a TPK is on the way, we begin chanting TPK like, well, barbarians, I suppose.
It was great. It was just like, I went down, someone else went down. At that point, we just like go, TPK, TPK.
At which point, I'm then frantically like trying to fudge rolls in that to not cause the TPK, so one person survives. But this is 4 people, all at level 8, dying to like 4 level 4s.
The Banshee is a ridiculous creature.
It has that ability, one use. There was only one Banshee. Originally, there were meant to be 3 of them.
Remember your original thought process going, oh, this can't be too bad. Maybe I'll let it do it twice. And then Henry dropped and you were like, okay, I'm only going to let it do it once.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a strong ability, but they don't have anything else.
Yeah, exactly. I even dropped the Shadow Demon's AC to match the Banshees to make it a bit easier for you.
I know, but we didn't have any, like, decent weapons against the Shadow Demons. Everything was, like, halved.
You had your
Someone had a
spear.
radiant spear.
Someone forgot about her fucking radiant spear.
That's not
Well,
on the
whose
DM.
fault is that?
I don't know.
You can't blame the DM for you forgetting the magical item they gave you, which is very good against demons.
Yes.
Do you know what? I don't think I got the chance to use it.
You definitely did.
You definitely did, because you hit one. I remember you hitting once with it and getting really excited.
Oh, no. I remember what I did. I used my silver greatsword, because they weren't immune to silver.
Oh yeah.
And I was stupid. Okay, yeah, I fucked up. A
little bit.
I wasn't the only one who fucked up. Anyway, we all...
I did. I think that's the most I've ever tried in any of our campaigns.
You really
with that
liked
final fight.
Manamarco.
I did, and more to the point, I was like, normally I make a bit of a joke, I pull some funny things like a random banishment. But like normally I pull some jokey things and I like push my luck, like having my zombies go out, leaving me a bit exposed. That fight I was not taking any chances. I used so many shield. I had shield prepared.
Yeah.
I had my zombies surrounding me. I was specifically choosing spells for the right kind of damage type. But 7 hit points aren't enough.
Yeah, no, it
They're
wasn't
really
good.
not.
No,
With my AC of 11.
By the way, when you mentioned that banishment thing, I don't know if you saw this, Henry, but the look on Alex's face was not pleased.
Fuck banishment.
It's a great spell.
Not when you're the DM, it's not.
It's a
DMs can use
great
it too.
spell. Yeah, DMs can use it too.
My DM used it against my barbarian that he absolutely hates on our Tal'Dorei Mondays. I was really pissing him off because I do like
You're a dick.
50 odd damage every turn, and he like one combat in like a boss, he just went, "Can you make a charisma save?" I was like, "Oh no." He's like, "Oh yes."
I'm going to start making banishment spells happen with every enemy.
Oh, great. Why did you have to tell him that, Henry?
And all a bandit just going, and banish.
What kind of bandits are we coming up against?
You have no idea.
What kind of bandits can cast a 4th level spell?
I mean, you
Uber
were
bandit.
in the
Uber bandit.
in the campaign where we failed to rescue you and Emily and came to close to our first TPK. We did keep coming up against cultists who kept using inflict wounds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a bit scared about what he can create. Anyway, I'm what you would call somebody who wings it. I say I'll read the book. I never read the book.
I'll make a Hexblade Warlock and never use my weapon.
Yeah, I'm a Hexblade Warlock who will stand back and use magic
Oh,
instead of
fuck
running
off.
up and hitting them.
Fuck off! You helped me build that character.
I done what you wanted. I wasn't going to tell you it's wrong.
It was fucking
There's
funny.
no such thing as a wrong character. There's just ones that aren't being played correctly.
Exactly. It's just a good thing. It's just a good thing none of our group are min maxes.
Look,
I know, right?
I know how to play a rogue now. I play rogues. So
There's more than one class.
yeah, but rogues are the fucking best, man. Assassinate feature, I love it. Sneak attack,
Nah.
sneak attack bonus.
Thieves
Nah.
are better though.
Yeah, but for how I play, it's assassins all the way.
Yeah, but they get 2 features in the middle, which I don't see you specifically using very often.
Shh. To be fair, I haven't played an assassin for a while now.
No, and you haven't played the high enough levels. But I just, it doesn't suit your playstyle like 2 of the features you get.
Yeah.
It really does.
Bear in mind you only get 4 features.
Shut up. Stop calling me out.
It's fine because at level whatever it is, 17 or 18, you get super damage.
Oh, aren't we playing 17 or 18 in the next 24 hours?
Play it 18 next 24 hour, yeah.
Yes, I'm excited about this because the reason I've never played a high level character is because we keep restarting. Anyway, I'm getting a signal from Alex that we're going off on another tangent. So I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up for the very first Total Party Killers podcast. Thank you for listening. We hope to be on it, iTunes, so rate, subscribe, all that stuff. On Twitter, we are at MimicsM, and everything else, Instagram, Facebook, and SoundCloud, where you'll find this is Mimics and Misfits. There are very few with similar names, so you'll probably be able to find it just with a quick search. So
It will also be on YouTube under Mimics and Misfits once I've set up that channel.
And once we get to around November time, you guys will be able to hear more about our future 24-hour stream. This year we are raising money for the Mind charity. And it's going to be chaotic. It's the
You're
only way
all
I can
screwed.
yeah, we're all fucked. I would apologise for the language, but it's not going to stop. So, yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
See you next time.